Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Conqueror. Now a lot of people have been mentioning in the comments, well Spartan, all I see is you playing Montana, you playing Iowa, you playing Missouri, you playing New Jersey, you playing Kansas. All you play is American ships, and that's just simply not true. But here's a fun fact for you guys. I'm a battleship main, right? I love playing battleships, and the good news is, y'all like to see me play battleships. The bad news is, you guys don't really care to see me play everything else. So when I do play cruisers or I do play destroyers, you guys generally don't watch as much. So I tend to play battleships for you guys. And there's only a limited number of battleships from tier 7 to legendary tier. And I know what you're thinking, well Spartan, come on now. There's other tiers, but the thing is, nobody watches anything under tier 7 usually, unless it's a crazy video, or I clickbait the crap out of it, which I don't like to do. I don't like clickbaiting you guys. I like to give you guys absolute bangers. So I've got an absolute banger for you guys in the Conqueror. Now I play more ships than probably anybody else out there. Like, let's just be real. Very few creators on World of Warships Legends switch it up as much as I do. But very few creators put up a video every single day, let alone live streams every week. So there's the problem. The main issue isn't that I don't play enough ships, it's that I play so many, or I upload so many videos for you guys. And a lot of people think that that means that I've played a gajillion games, and the truth of the matter is I just haven't. I've only played like under 12,000. We're getting close to 12,000 though. But first shot out in the Conqueror, obviously we're going to be using HE the majority of the Conqueror game, right? That's just how that goes. But I'm not going to lie, I kind of like forget what map I'm on here. And my spawn kind of had me all like whomper-jawed. You ever get that? Like, you ever get like some serious, like, the word that I'm thinking, it's vertigo. But it's not true, because vertigo's in a plane, like when you don't know up or down. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, you ever get onto a map, you spawn in, and you know the map, but at the same time, like, you're spawned in a position you're not familiar with right off the top of your head, and it takes you a little bit to go, oh, I'm here, I need to do this, because that's kind of what happened to me in this one. I kind of pushed a little bit too far forward. I'm like, oh god, okay, now I know where I'm at, now I need to do this to try to survive. Now here, we load up the AP, and we're trying to catch this Tulsa. We know we overmatch him, so we just gotta get a good shot in him. So, we go ahead and immediately switch back over to the HE, and that looks pretty good. And we do, in fact, clap him for over 10k. That was beautiful. Only 4 shells pinned, but that's all you need. Now here, we go ahead and put out to double fire, because I'm expecting to go dark pretty quickly. We are going to try to rotate the ship around. Now, pay attention to the island right off our bow here. We've already switched over to HE again, and this next shot on this egg here is absolutely disgusting, guys. And I promise, this game in the Conqueror is my second best game in the Conqueror of all time. So, just to put that into perspective, you're about to see a doozy. We are going to single-handedly hold this flank, pretty much. But the way we do it's actually pretty impressive as well. So here, we've got a beautiful shot. We get that double fire on the Aegir, and that double fire is going to burn for a while. I don't know if he got hit right before that he damage controlled or what. But that double fire is actually going to burn, which is kind of crazy. Here, just as we're about to fire, I know it doesn't look like it. Trust me, in the moment, that was a lot quicker than it is in the replay. Like, it looked like I was going to be able to fire, so I pulled the trigger, and of course, then it like delays and fires after he disappears. I don't know if you guys have that happen, but it drives me absolutely bonkers when it happens. But you can see we're doing the whole hamster wheels turning the turrets thing, where we got to wait 10 years for these turrets to turn. These are literally the slowest turrets on the planet, which is why if you do run Big 7, this is what you get to put up with. At close range, I can't even get the guns to turn, let alone, like, that's why I tend to keep this thing at any sort of like medium to long range, because just trying to get these guns on targets is obnoxious. But here we've got a shot over the island at the Montana, and I'm pretty happy that I don't get spotted here. But you can see that we didn't regret the whole putting the fires out. We get a couple of hits on Montana. Wasn't the greatest shot. I don't know if he's backing up or what. Didn't get a very good hit. But Marlboro's begging for it out there, so we're going to go ahead and try to slap him with some high explosive, a little bit of, you know, karma. But then we switch back over to Montana because we've got a much clearer shot, and I'm feeling pretty confident. And, of course, this is the one where the shells are just like, I don't want to go to the target. Fortunately, a few of them do come together, and we do manage to get a couple of shells right on the back of the ship as he's kind of coming forward a little bit. But you can see I'm in reverse here. And it takes these British ships so long to slow down. So the front guns aren't going to be able to clear, but the rear guns should still clear. So we take the shot. You can see the rear guns are going to clear the island. We just want some of them to hit, and I don't know what that is. That is the dispersion of nightmares. I have no clue what happened to that shot, but those weren't even in the same zip code as where I was aiming. So I hate that. Those are the kind of shots that just make you go... You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm talking about. As a battleship captain, you know you gotta wait like 30 seconds in between shells, or in between shots. So, oh my god. And then you're made up for it with the very next salvo. You know that was gonna be a double fire. Like, there's just too many shells hitting the target. That's guaranteed double fire city, and that's a perma-double. So, now that we've got him, we're gonna go ahead and try to hit the Marlborough, because we don't want to potentially trigger a fight fire with fire scenario. So we go ahead, hit the Marlborough, and then we start switching to the A-Gear over here. Now, A-Gear is decently tough. We don't have the best armor piercing in the world. So I'm thinking, okay, we're going to just try to do damage, maybe destroy torpedo tubes, that sort of thing on the A-Gear. So we're just going to keep the HE loaded on him. There's no reason to switch to AP unless he goes flat broadside to us, and he's just not going to do that. But here, rather than just firing really quickly, I knew he was going to turn really aggressively here, so we wait until he finishes his turn, and then we fire directly at him. I was expecting him to turn back out to the left, but he doesn't. To his credit, he actually turns the other direction. But we get a fire anyway, and there's our Witherer already. I know, crazy, but that fire's going to burn for a little while. And then, I mean, he's right out in front of us, so at this range, we should be able to put multiple rounds on target and just absolutely annihilate this guy from this range. So here, we put the shot off of his bow. He's begging for it. We aim a little bit high. We don't want to hit the belt. We want as many shells to hit as possible, and Lord have mercy. At the last possible second, my shell said, nope. It looked good all the way there, and then all of a sudden, it just kind of went whoop. I don't know if Moses is on board, but he just parted the HEC on that one. Like, that was crazy. But here we get a good shot out, and this one is a much better shot as we hit him for all of the health. But we didn't get a fire that time, so he triggered his damage con right as we get those shells on target. But unfortunately, not much we can do about this, so we're going to go ahead and start focusing Mr. Yamato over here, whose name is Big Country. So let's start the barbecue, shall we? Now, you're going to notice something about this Yamato pretty quickly. He's actually going to be shooting HE at us, which is an interesting premise, considering he overmatches us and can absolutely annihilate us through the bow. And we can only shoot the front guns at him. But, again, I can't make people do things correctly, and you know what they say, never interrupt the enemy while they're making a mistake, and this is a moment that I wish I had AP loaded. If I had AP loaded here, this game would have been insane. Like, because that would have been a probable dev strike on that Marlborough. Or at least multiple citadels, which means we would have took all of his hit points. And when you see how much damage we end up at the end of this game, like, look at how many people are left. We're already at 190,000 damage. You can see Yama is shooting HE at us. It's hilarious. I don't understand it, but whatever. Again, I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. If Yama wants to shoot HE at a Conqueror, then more power to him, especially when I'm the Conqueror. So we're going to sneak around the corner. Rather than fire, we're going to look off the bow, make sure that we can fire around the corner. We can, and then we're going to go ahead and try to get that perma-fire. And of course, we do get the perma-fire because reasons. It's how the game works. Fires. It's the best thing you can do. Now here, I misinterpreted what this destroyer was doing. I thought he was just going to try to reverse dump his torpedoes and then go forward. Nope. This guy is going to go in reverse for a long time. Now, I wanted to shoot this Marlborough, but Marlborough is going to do everything in his power to avoid us being able to shoot him. That is his whole goal in life, is to hide from me. I don't know why, But again, wish that wasn't the truth, but that is, in fact, the truth. The Yama managed to get himself absolutely yeeted here. This destroyer is... I don't understand it. Like, what is his purpose? Like, he reverses out. I thought maybe he was going to try to torp the Yama, but he never did. He torped at the Marlborough, and, like, I tried turning here to let him maybe jump off of us, and then I'm turning back. Like, I'm trying to get him off me because I don't want him to take an errant shell from this Tulsa and die. Now, Tulsa turns full broadside here, and we have the AP loaded, and he gets away with it. Like, that is literally getting away with murder. That guy should be dead. Like, should be dead. Because those were decently accurate. It was horizontal dispersion. He's going to be behind the island. I've got AP loaded. I was hoping the Marlborough would push out. You can see Marlborough trigger to heal. But this guy is literally just going to beach himself on the island and never come around. And unfortunately, he's also going to put himself in a position where our teammates can shoot him and our destroyers can torp him. But he's just going to sit there. Like, again, the thought process just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't understand it, but again, it is what it is. Aegir is kind of hiding out there. We've got armor piercing loaded, so I'm looking for a good juicy target to shoot here. I was hoping Marlborough would come around. He never does. So now it is the Repub. And look at the turn that the Repub's making here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. We don't have the best armor penetration angles on this thing. But if you go broadside, I'm going to aim high and hope for the best. Like, worst case scenario, I get a couple of pins into the superstructure and that's it. But we actually get a pretty solid hit here. Look at that shot, though. People say I can't aim. Like, if that would have been a kill if it wasn't for the fact that those shells ended up hitting his turrets. Like, any further forward or any further aft, and that would have been a kill shot. But he fires back at us in anger, and we get pretty lucky, actually. He could have easily punched a pretty nasty hole in us. Now, here, we're looking at the Aegir. Aegir is still in our range, and we're looking to finish him off. He's got a good chunk of his hit points. We've got a good, solid lead over the island. He shouldn't see this coming. Like, what are the odds that I could lob him from this far away, right? So, unfortunately, he makes the wrong call. He pulls forward and just eats it. 6 shells on target. You can see the AP of the Conqueror is pretty nasty if you can get some broadsides to look at. It's not the best AP in the world, but if you get flat broadsides, I mean, it's still a battleship with 17-inch guns, so you're going to slap people. And it's accurate enough. But we're at 238,000 damage here, and you can see I am looking at Aegir again. He's kind of turning in. We're going to go ahead and go for the bow, or go for the superstructure. He may be taking torpedoes, so we want to just try to land some shells. And he does actually die to the Aegir before our shells get there. Unfortunate, but it happens. Now, we know there's a Tulsa. We know that we're spotted by a destroyer. I have no idea where the destroyer is. Our destroyers haven't really done much to try to counter other destroyers, so I have no idea where this guy is. I'm assuming he's off my bow, so I'm just going to take off and try to make sure that we're not sitting still. But he's actually behind me, which is perfect for me because that means he's not going to torp me. Like, he's just not. We're going forward. He's not going to be able to torp us. But we're going to get out here, get to a position where we can actually, and you can see, I'm going to actually get a little confused. I'm like, where the heck is this guy? He's all the way over there. So you can see I'm not worried about him in the slightest. Tulsa pulls out full broadside in front of us, and I'm thinking, oh my god, he's dead. He's just dead. Unfortunately, he decides to go and turn away, which means we're only going to get a couple of shells to hit the target here, which is really, really unfortunate. But with our reload maxed out right now, like, it's just not... This thing with a faster reload is kind of like the Yama with a faster reload. It's disgusting. Like, this thing should not be able to reload this fast. Like, this is a lot of potential damage going down range every 20 to 25 seconds. Like, it's crazy. And with accurate shells, it's pretty nasty as we hit him for 200, or we finish him off and end up with 253,000 damage done here. I would love to shoot the enemy Elbing here, but unfortunately it's just not in the cards. We're right on the edge of the cap. If I had to do anything different, I would have rolled into the cap and got a little bit of extra XP, but I was just sitting here waiting, salivating for an opportunity to finish off, or to take a shot at the Elbing, because I know I'm right on the edge of my best game ever in the Conk. My best game ever was 261,000 damage in the Conqueror. So I'm right there. And we did it with a lot less fires this time. I think that time we had like 24 fires or something crazy. This was a lot less fires and a lot of armor piercing being used. in between our fires. So we had a great game overall, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. And let me know if there's any particular, like, anything from tier 7 and up that you guys can agree on in a chat. And let me know what you guys would like to see, because you know I'm trying. I try to get you guys banger content on the daily. I try to make sure we mix it up outside of World of Warships as well. We play other games. Like as soon as I finish making this video, it's off to Master Duel Monday for me. So I do appreciate you guys hanging in there. And let me know what you guys think. Was this a good game? I think it was. 253,000 damage done. You know we're going to be top of the leaderboard. Like, we held it down, and we didn't really take that much damage in the process. That was pretty easily played for us. It was just a good game overall. It's one of those games that just falls into your lap. Almost 3K base. Z44 did well as well, with just under us. But let me know what you guys think, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.